I will start this off, and we just want to have a great time this afternoon in introducing a really great new leader for our program. But thank you for being here, and welcome. I want to say a special thank you to our students. Here we go, runners up, show everybody. All right, this is very cool. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And I hope that one of the things that you remember is, as we talk about building a program, that this is your program. We're not doing this for Coach Henson or Lynn Hickey. We're doing this for our students. So thank you for being here. Just very proud, even though this is not a secret, very proud to be able to officially introduce our new head men's basketball coach today. Had a very quick search process, but wasn't as crazy as what we went through with football. So we had some time to really do our research, and we spoke to a lot of really good coaches. Brad Parrott, who's a senior member of our staff, did a great job of leading the search. And as we started to narrow things down, we're able to make a recommendation to Dr. Romo and Sam Gonzalez, and we really appreciate them then confirming what our research had found, and helping us make a commitment to bring this gentleman on board. So, you know, when people ask, well, what did you look for? And first thing is, he's got to be able to coach basketball. So that was the first thing. But we have a great opportunity here. This place is a gold mine, and we need someone that can really stabilize our program, that can build relationships. So we needed a very strong person that has a great background as a coach, as a former student athlete, as a professional player. All those pieces fit in well with Steve. Just need a really good, and I don't want to make this sound, just a really mature, solid person. And everybody I called around the country, everybody I called, said he is an outstanding person and an outstanding coach. That if you can get him to come to UTSA, then you will have made a tremendous selection. He's got a great resume, and he's had a tremendous mentor in Lon Kruger. And it was really fun, and Dr. Romo was at the Final Four to see our future coach standing on the sidelines in Houston. We had a lot of Roadrunner pride that night to think about our future coach already having that experience. And so I don't want to put any pressure on Steve, but we are hosting the 2018 Final Four here. So is that appropriate? Okay.
Good time to talk about that.
I think one of the things that this is not an overnight deal. This is going to be building a program, and we want Steve and his staff to do it the right way, and to really give our student athletes a wonderful experience, and to build relationships in the city and in the state. We know as an athletic department we have the responsibility to engage our students, our alumni, and our community fans. And quite honestly, I don't think we could have found a better person to do that than Coach Steve Henson. And so it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to your new head coach.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for being here. I am thrilled, excited, pumped up, humbled, honored to be here. This is a wonderful place. If we could take this right outside into the, what is it, Paseo? The Paseo. I've been up and down that about 30 times the last 3 days. It's amazing out there. It's beautiful. It's a special place, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you for all the students that are here. I need to see all of you as soon as possible. We're going to do a lot of connecting, a lot of wonderful things here, and I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for everyone else for being here as well. I start out by saying thank you to Dr. Romo. I got a chance to spend some time with him when I was here on campus a little over a week ago, and I just loved his passion, his vision, his commitment. He loves this university. He knows so much about this university. He's got a great vision, great leadership, and that just added to my excitement. Sam Gonzalez as well. I know we're going to do some special things. I enjoyed visiting with him. So when you get to meet those types of people that have that type of leadership, just further drives my excitement. I'm going to say quite a few thank yous here, but certainly Lynn Hickey has been terrific through this whole process. These things can get a little hectic. In this case, we were trying to win a bunch of basketball games late in the year, and that was great. And she respected our time and what we were trying to do at the University of Oklahoma. We were trying to go to the Final Four, and she allowed me to continue to focus on OU, which I needed to do. And we did go to the Final Four, and we were able to get this job lined up. And I appreciate the way she handled all of that. She's been terrific with all of it. I know she's committed. I know she is going to work with us to do some special things. I've worked very hard for this. I've been around the game my entire life. My father was a coach. My parents were young when I was born. I have memories of walking across the street from the elementary school to the junior high when my father was a coach. I was in the middle of 7th grade football practices when I was 10 years old. I was bouncing the balls in the middle of his junior high practices. I've been around sports my whole life. My father was a coach. I knew I wanted to coach. And so I worked very hard at this. And I just continued to pray and work and trust that someday the right opportunity would come around, and it did here at UTSA. Before I go any further, I want to introduce my family. So grateful for them and all that they have shared, the good times that we've shared together. But families have a tough deal sometimes. We're away a lot. We're dealing with other things a lot, and they've been terrific and supportive over all the years and the moves and the things that we've done. My wife, we've been married, we met at K-State. We've been married for over 25 years now. My wife, Cindy. My younger son, Pearson, he's a junior in high school right now at Norman High. It's the only place in Oklahoma, in the Norman area, where you can wear orange. It's Norman High, they have to be orange and black. The rest of it, with the Texas and Oklahoma State people, we don't wear much orange around there. But he's a junior right now. My other son is a freshman in college. He got a chance to walk around here today and loved it, and we need to get him signed up as soon as possible because he loves it here. He's excited about the move because we moved to Oklahoma 5 years ago, and in those 5 years he was unable to find a barber. So we are going to we've got to look for a house for my wife, and we've got to find a barber.
And that's
somewhere.
really not fair because he has all the hair that Steve's ever worn.
That's true. I really haven't fought him on that much because I know what's coming. I can't go. I also want to introduce one new member of our staff, Scott Thompson, right back here. Yeah, he's got it. He just got here. He was ripping and running this morning trying to get a few things done. Scott and I met years ago and finally had a chance to get him on our staff at Oklahoma 5 years ago. And he's going to do terrific things. One of the best people I've ever been around in my life. Talk about high character. His picture might be right next to that. He's terrific. He talks kind of funny. He's from Mississippi, but he's going to be really good. I'm excited to have him on board. Coach Kruger and Barr have been terrific to me. I don't want to go any further without saying thank you to them. I signed to play at K-State over 30 years ago, or right at 30 years ago, and they've been right there with me every step of the way. They were terrific to me on and off the court, and I'm grateful for everything they did for me. People at Oklahoma, OU, Norman were terrific. We loved our 5 years there. We had a great time. We got to work with some terrific kids. Many of those you saw on TV this year were just fantastic young men, and we got to watch them grow up. That's one of the beauties of staying in one place for several years is when you bring those young kids in, you get to see them grow and become better basketball players, but certainly become good young men and good citizens, and we had that the last several years at Oklahoma. Joe Castiglione and his leadership at OU is terrific. I'm grateful for all they've done. Just talk a little bit about what we're going to do, the way we're going to play. We're going to play fast, we're going to play up-tempo, we're going to push the ball, throw it ahead at every opportunity, throw it ahead and attack, make plays for each other, be very unselfish. We're going to shoot threes. At least the guys that can make threes are going to shoot threes. And they'll figure that out this summer. Those that can't are going to pass it to the guys that can. But we really do. We want to get up down the floor. Our guys are going to have to be in great shape, great condition in order to play that way. But it's a fun style. It's the way kids want to play. It's the style that the fans want to watch. Defensively, we'll be mostly man-to-man. We'll be aggressive, switching man-to-man, pick up the ball early, try to take some things away, just be disruptive, mix in a lot of run and jumps, a lot of traps around midcourt, stir things up defensively. We don't want people to come down and be comfortable. We don't want them doing what they do every day in practice. And we'll be very, very flexible. You know, we're going to adapt and change to our personnel. We're going to recruit certain types of kids, and it's going to start with character. That's the way we've always done it. We're going to recruit high character kids. We're going to recruit great teammates, guys that we want to be in the foxhole with. You know, in college athletics, you spend a lot of time together, travel together, practice, meals. It's imperative that we have good kids, guys that care about the guy they're sitting next to. We want winners, we want gym rats, we want shooters. We're going to recruit the right guys, the right fit. We'll turn down some guys that may be a higher level that we just don't think are the right fit for us, that aren't going to do things the way we want to do them. We may miss out on some guys, but we're confident we're going to find the right guys. We're going to surround them with attention and love and time and help them get better, help them grow as young men and help them develop their skills and become better players. We're going to get it out in the community. You know, again, we're going to seek out student leaders. We're going to seek out people in the community. Our staff will be very engaged in the community, on campus. We get our players out every chance we get them to elementary schools, have them read and connect. We'll have open practices when the rules allow. Once we get started, we'll have open practices and we'll invite groups to come to practice. Allow the groups to connect in. It's good for our guys, forces them to stay locked in during practice if there's people coming in and out of practice. And it's been something that we feel really, really strongly about. Had a chance to meet our team. I felt like I'd been here for 5 or 6 days and hadn't met my team yet, when in reality I'd only been here about 10 hours, but I was anxious to be there. I met the volleyball team before I met my own team. And they were really good, so that was good. I was excited about that. But we put together a little meeting the other night down in the locker room, and I just shared my expectations with them. And I told them, I was hired here to turn this program around. And we're going to turn it around. And we're not going to have any doubt about that. As I looked at each one of them, I said that you guys are going to determine how quickly we turn it around. You guys determine how drastically the turnaround is. It's their program. We're going to work like crazy and do things together. But my mission, my charge, is to create an environment where they look forward to coming to practice every single day, where they look forward to being around our staff, where they look forward to coming through the office and just sit down and talk, not watch film, not talk about X's and O's, but just come through and be comfortable. We need that. It's vital to our program. When we had that meeting, I guess that was Wednesday night, and we decided to have a little workout on Thursday morning. And I said, if any of you want to hit the snooze button tomorrow, just do it. Just hit it, and then hit it again, and then come see me in the afternoon. Because if you're not looking forward to getting up and playing basketball, then something's not right. And we'll create that environment. They'll look forward to coming to work every day. We want them to be great students. Obviously, academics are going to come first, but these young guys love playing basketball. We're not having some fun on the court, I'm not doing my job right. You know, I look forward to connecting with people, look forward to meeting people. This is maybe in addition to the hiring process and the Final Four and the NCAA tournament, all the things that were going on. We're also in the midst of our most busy, chaotic recruiting calendar. We're in a recruiting period right now, and then we're in a dead period for 4 days, and then we can go and watch non-scholastic activities the following weekend. So there's a lot going on with that, but I do look forward to getting out and meeting people, connecting with the local coaches, the fans, the students, the alumni. I look forward to the new challenges and the new UTSA family, and birds up. Thank you.
Guys, we'll open up for questions. Please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation, and wait for the microphone holder to get to you. I'm going to go to JJ first. Jerry, you're next.
JJ Perez, InsideRunnerSports.com. Coach, welcome to San Antonio. Congratulations on the job. You're widely considered one of the better assistant coaches in the nation. I wonder why San Antonio, why UTSA, why now? What were some of the things that stood out about this university to you?
I was pumped. I mean, when I found out there was an opportunity, I didn't hesitate for a second. I jumped all over it. I was thrilled. I think there's just a ton of potential here. It's a great city. I think there's a great buzz going on around campus right now. The Conference USA connection is, I think, is terrific. The excitement around the football program. I think Frank will do a terrific job. I got a chance to meet him and interacted with his staff. I like the way those guys are going about things. I think there's just a lot of exciting things going on here. The talent in the state is terrific. People come from all over the country to recruit the state of Texas. We're going to be in the state of Texas, recruiting the state of Texas. So there's so many things. I can just go right down the list. And I'm telling you, just walking around this campus, it's got a great feel for the students. I think it's a wonderful place. Brought my family got in here late last night, and I wanted to give them the full tour late at night last night. It's a pretty special place.
Jerry, to your left.
Steve, I'm Jared Briggs from the San Antonio Express. Welcome to San Antonio.
Thank you.
Welcome to same for your family. I wanted to ask Steve about I was reading a little bit about your dad, longtime coach in Kansas, and just kind of how it shaped you to grow up in the home of a high school basketball coach.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I've been around sports and basketball my entire life. My father coached freshman basketball for about 12 years. He got the head job at McPherson High School when I was a sophomore. I got to play for him for 3 years there. He taught me a lot about the game. I love the way he approached it. A lot of the things I learned from him and the things I learned from Coach Kruger, there's some similarities there. Neither one of them are the kind that are going to yell and scream and rant and rave and curse. I will not rant and rave or yell unless we don't box out. But just the way that they treated people, and those two guys are the guys. There's been a lot of others. I was so fortunate in my playing career. My playing career, we bounced around a little bit. Cindy, did we bounce around a little bit? Yeah, we did. And that wasn't the ideal way I would have envisioned my playing career to go. But what it allowed me to do was be around a lot of other terrific coaches. Being in training camp with I don't want to start listing them because I'll forget some terrific guys. But I just happened to bump into one at the Final Four, Doug Collins. I got to spend some time around him. Training camp. Here I am starting down that list. I went to training camp with Don Nelson one year with Golden State, and you watch the way people are playing basketball right now. That's the way Don Nelson was trying to play in 1992. Smaller, big guys, fast, shoot it, run and gun, and fly around and not worry about mismatches. Just switch everything and pass the ball. Don Nelson is probably in Hawaii. He's with a great big smile on his face watching the way the entire world is playing the game right now. So I just tried to take bits and pieces from every coach that I had the good fortune to be around. Coaches have an identity, and just try to steal it. I'm not going to create the game. I'm just going to try to take what I've learned and steal the bits and pieces and formulate my own way of going about it. But my dad and Coach Kruger meant a lot to me overall.
David Flores, Ken Spy, the CBS TV affiliate here in San Antonio. Welcome, Steve, to you and your family. Welcome to San Antonio. I'm going to ask you about the beautiful city, as you very well know, beautiful campus, great university, dynamic leadership and all. But I'm going to ask you about the elephant in the room that nobody likes to talk about. Because I know you've been around for a while and you've seen a lot of different places and all. How much of a challenge is it going to be to you think, to recruit players to this great university, given the facility that you play in, the home arena that's lacking, it's inadequate. I think any basketball fan, any fan in town would say that.
Yeah. I don't anticipate that being an issue at all. I anticipate us finding the right guys. We're going to talk about people. We're going to have good people in our program. That's the thing that really got my attention when I was here, is the leadership on campus, the people in the department, and that's what we sell, is the people, our commitment to the players, our skill development. We're going to surround our guys with attention and help them get better. And when there's a bunch of students, you guys paying attention, when there's a bunch of students over there making a bunch of noise, it's going to be a terrific environment, and that's not a concern to me at all.
We're going to go in the back, far right.
Hey, Coach Jeff Platt, Time Cable News. What do you take away from this year's Final Four run that you can apply as a head coach here?
There's so many things. I think there's been a lot written about the group that we recruited. many of them were seniors on this team this year at Oklahoma. We recruited some terrific people, some good players, but we didn't have a group of five-star guys. You know, at that level, at the high major level, you need some five-star guys and some McDonald's All-Americans. At least that's what people think. But we didn't have that. We recruited guys that we thought fit, guys that we wanted to be around, guys that were going to work to get better, and they did it. And again, all we did was help facilitate a little bit, help create that environment, and the players just jumped in and made it theirs. And the message, one of the messages I sent with the players the other night is, our OU team went to the Final Four, but they did that because of their investment. You know, we just helped. They wanted to be in the gym, they wanted to be at practice, they wanted to be around us, and they spent hours and hours and beyond description how much time they put in. And that's how you take a group that maybe was ranked a little lower than some of our opponents, and just had terrific success. They cared about each other, they loved each other, they played for each other, and they worked and worked and worked, and that's the perfect model, I think.
Just to the left of the operating.
Hi, Brady Phelps at the Paisano student paper. Y'all talked about sharing a vision for the program, and obviously you all share a common history too with the connection to Kansas State. What is it about that program? What did y'all take away from there that's influenced y'all's career since, and how are y'all going to apply those things to this program here?
Well, yes, I think I was in the Hall of Fame before he was at K-State.
Set the bar high.
No, I think the great thing about Kansas State is that it was, and I think you have to be very careful using this word because it can be overused, is it was very much a family. From the community to the campus and to the engagement with everyone, that it was really a good place to live and to play and to coach. But it was taking care of people and in the right way to help them maximize their potential. And dreams were built there. We were in this rather small community in Kansas that wasn't as big and fancy as some of the schools at that time when I was coaching there in the Big 8. But they believed in us, and we were able to attract really good student athletes there because of that family feel that maybe would have gone somewhere else, but we were able to build a program that way. So I think bringing that concept here fits really well with just the culture in San Antonio and what the students here want. So I think there are some parallels. The biggest thing I've seen from Steve is his work ethic. At the Final Four last Thursday evening, we opened the Final Fours with what they call the salute event, where Jim Nance gets on stage and he introduces all the teams, and there's a big reception afterwards for all the NCAA people and the committees and all that kind of stuff. And there was one coach that was missing that night from the festivities, and that was Steve Henson. And so I called him and I said, "You're not going to be at the big event?" Because I was going to try to touch base with him, and we were still negotiating contract at that time. And he said, "No, I have the next game. I'm doing my film work." And then I found out later he was interviewing potential assistant coaches. So I think when you put together someone that has his background as a coach's kid and coming from a collegiate atmosphere that was very much family, and he has been in a situation where he has helped resurrect two programs, UNLV and Oklahoma. And you're saying, "Oh my gosh, that's so different from UTSA." They were programs that had to be resurrected. And he has had that experience, and he's been mentored by, in my mind, the best coach in America. That K-State, who was another K-Stater, I think that will play very well here on this campus.
You thought I was watching film and interviewing coaches? That's great. I was sitting there negotiating with my agent the whole time. Wow.
Figures.
No, I don't have a whole lot to add to that. You know, the K-State people are passionate about it. It was easy to connect with people there, and it just, I think one of the things that I took away from that was how exciting things can be for the student body. I mean, people all come together, when the students come together right now, and I know there's some buzz with the football, the Conference USA, the other sports. All want our guys to connect and go watch the other sporting events. I'll be there, of course. Our family will be there when we can. this campus is becoming more of a true, whatever the opposite of a commuter campus is.
Residential.
There we go, a residential campus, and you see those things, and had a chance to talk to some people that were here before, and talk about when you walked around campus and saw a lot of other schools' shirts and T-shirts, and now you walk around and see a lot of Roadrunners, a lot of UTSA shirts, and I think people have that school spirit and the pride that comes along with the things that are happening right now. So I think it's just an exciting time to be here.
Antonio?
Hey Coach, welcome to San Antonio. Antonio with InsideRunnerSports.com. Two-part question for you, Coach. I know you want to hit the ground running, so just give us your anticipation of how quick you'll be filling out your staff and the qualities you're looking for in the rest of your staff. And then the second part question, Coach. Some people may agree, may disagree, but over the last couple of years, there's been a disconnect with the local high school programs and AAU circuit here in San Antonio. Talk about what your plan is, what you've talked with Lynn as far as resurrecting that connection with the local community, Coach.
Thank you. Yeah, first part with the staff. Like I said, Scott Thompson is already here. He's ready to go. He's ready to roll. He's excited. I told him we were going to try to get out the door about 6 o'clock this morning, and 5:30 he texted me wanting to know where I was at. He was ready to go. So Scott's on board. We're real close with another staff member. Got a guy that's going to come. We're just not ready to announce it yet, and absolutely thrilled. A home run hire, in my opinion. He's a star. He'll come in here and do some great things for us, and we want to make sure we get the other recruiting assistant, get the right guy. We need guys who can get out and work and hustle and recruit the state, recruit the local kids. There's huge talent right down the road in Houston. Obviously, Houston and Dallas are areas that people need to hammer away on, and we do too. The second part with the local guys, we're going to work very hard with the local guys. I've already reached out to a few of them. I wish I could have had time to hit even more of them to this point. We'll have clinics, get guys on campus. If we have Saturday morning workouts, we'll find great opportunities to get coaches here, maybe have a little chalk talk before practice, after practice. We'll just invite the local guys up. One of the things we did in Norman, just invited Norman High coaches, Norman North coaches, Moore, Westmore, all the surrounding communities, just kind of an informal chalk talk. We grabbed a cooler and filled it up with sodas and Gatorade, sat around the table, we had a dry erase board, and we just talked X's and O's. And Quentin was part of that. My son, he came by, and some of his buddies were young coaches, and it's just things like that, just connecting, simple gestures. But we got to work at it as well. You know, there's no question. We've got to work, and we've got to be the one to reach out. They don't need to reach out to us. We need to reach out to them. We'll do that.
Coach Walter Pasquini with CBS Sports Radio. Congratulations on the hire today. Tell me about the relationship that you have with R.C. Buford, and how much of the Spurs influence do you have in as far as your coaching philosophy is concerned?
Yeah, we've known R.C. Buford for years. That goes way back. R.C. had a pretty good run there where before he hit the Spurs, he made a couple stops, and he was on Coach Brewer's staff at the University of Florida. They went to the Final Four that year. I think he was at Kansas for a year. They may have won the national championship. He tends to find success. But R.C. and the entire Spurs organization is kind of the model for most NBA teams. And I think that stems from, again, the way they treat people. They're kind of the model for treating NBA players the right way. I think they seek out the right fit. You know, they don't take chances on many guys. They don't feel like they have to take guys with a lot of baggage. They take guys who are going to fit their program. I know several of their staff members over there. They've been great to us over the years. I look forward to connecting with them as soon as possible. Hopefully get over there and see a practice and visit with those guys as soon as possible. It's a class organization, and love the way they do things.
Good time for 2 more.
Coach, what do you think is the biggest challenge in the short term, trying to get the team competitive again?
The guys, it's always a strange period when there's a coaching change. You know, they've gone a few weeks here now without a head coach, and we just got to connect with them. I want to spend as much time with those guys as we can. That's why I wanted to meet them as soon as possible. That first real day that I was here, we were able to get them together. Coach Lester rallied them together, and we visited with them. We had a workout yesterday morning, and that wasn't as much about basketball as it was just a chance to get around them, be together for an hour on the court in their element. Just want to show them how committed we're going to be to them, let them feel good. let them see how we're going to do things. It's a tough time for them. I think they're excited now to have somebody in place, and I think they're going to be excited about the way we're going to do things.
Coach, what I want to ask you, just speaking about recruiting, is just the plus of UTSA obviously being in San Antonio. And I always, a lot of fans here that love college basketball think this city here is kind of could be a gold mine. If you get the mid-tier, there's a lot of great basketball players you very well know in this big country. Tell me about what kind of trump card that'll be for you to be able to say, hey, we haven't done real well lately, but we're building, we're going somewhere, and we're in a great city. The Spurs play there. You've heard of the Spurs. Can you just tell me about what that's going to be like recruiting to this great city?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of factors that are going to be appealing to kids, and that's what we're going to talk to them about. The Spurs, again, are the model organization. They're going to make a great run this year. No question about that. They've got everything in place to make a deep run in the playoffs. There's a lot of exciting things here, and the opportunity to come in and be a part of the rebuild. That appeals. Some kids want to go somewhere where it's already everything's in place. They just slide in and fit in. But some kids want to be a big part of making the change. They want to join us, and lock arms with us, and make a big statement, make a big rebuild.
We'll do one more on the left here on Antonio.
Coach, so of course, there's no time to even crawl or jog. You get to ground sprinting, like you said. So I'm going to ask you a quick one here. What's your mindset going to be on scheduling, Coach? Is it something that's completely wide open? We're going to play whoever, whenever. Are you interested in possibly seeing if teams maybe want to come down to the Convocation Center 2-for-1s? Can you just talk about your mindset if you even had a chance to think about scheduling yet?
Yeah, Coach Kruger did a lot to help me over the years. We need to get Oklahoma down here. We get him on the phone.
He actually said he might do that.
Yeah, no, we're going to be, got to be real smart with that. We want to play exciting opponents. We want to play exciting games. It's important to the kids, that we play the right schedule. It's important to the fans. We need to get some momentum. We need to work really hard. It's something we can't. We just got to be really, really smart and do a terrific job at that. We need to nail it. I think that's vital to our programs that we nail the scheduling portion.